Okay, I'm going to demonstrate how I use parallel effects with my acoustic guitar pedal board and why there's a mixer on the board. Before we get going, the first thing I'll show you is the signal path at the beginning. My guitar's plugged into the Fishman preamp over in the corner, and then it goes into the volume pedal, into this looper, then straight into the mixer. But what I'll do is I'll record something on the looper and we'll just run it as if it's a guitar, so we can then mess around with all this stuff and you can see how it all works. So this is the acoustic guitar. You'll hear it being picked by the vocal mic first, I reckon. And then the volume comes in. Okay, let's just record a quick loop. Okay, so that's just my straight guitar, and it's coming straight in on this channel here, which if you zoom in, I'll zoom in a bit so you can see too. There we go. If you zoom in a bit, you can see that I've just labelled that Fishman. Then these channels are the effects returns from all the effects over here. So the way it works is, let's just play this. So that's just the dry signal. Piezo pickup, very quacky. So that's coming straight in here, this channel. And what I've got is, this mixer's got two auxiliaries. So I'm using the first auxiliary to send out to these AB boxes, which switch the signal on, going into these effects units. So let's hear it. The first one is sending to the POG over there, which is I've just got set as an octave down, and now it's returned there. So let's turn it on and just bring up that channel. So what we've got is the two separate signals, the dry signal and the octave down signal, and they're completely separate and can be EQ'd separately and affected separately as well. So let's take out the dry signal. That's just the POG on its own. So why do we want to do this? Well, we get lots of separation and clarity. The original signal isn't muddied by going through all these different effects. It gets rid of all that sort of dreadful sort of tone suck and things like that. And of course we can just blend the levels to get the exact sound that we want. So what else have we got here? We've got the DD500. That's set for a 201 style delay. Turn that on. Turn the POG off. So the original signal is being sent to the DD500. Only the delays are coming back. So they're all on 100% wet. We can mix it in with the POG. You hear there's no delays on the POG. And then bring the original on. This one's the microcosm. Let's bring that in. What's that doing? There it goes. The microcosm doing its thing. effects set completely wet, and the A/B switches just send the signal to or interrupt the signal to the effects. So the tail's coming back, still going on. This is the microcosm going on, even though we're not setting anything to it. The last one I've got going on there is the Strymon Volante. Make it do a Strymon tape delay thing. Now there we go. That's a little bit El Capistan-ish. That's it on its own. So I'll bring all that in again, slowly from the dry signal, and you'll be able to hear how all the different effects have their own space in the mix, can be panned and EQ'd differently. And it almost sounds like different instruments. I think it creates this great sound. It's much, much better than effects in series. And this mixer has two auxiliaries. So the first one is sending to these two AB boxes, which is sending to the POG, to the microcosm, to the DD500 and to the Volante. And the second auxiliary, which is post fader, which means as I turn down the signal, it turns down the send. And what I'm doing with this one is I'm sending it to the reverb. Let's just kill all of these. So the only thing going now is the dry guitar. I send it to auxiliary 2, which is the reverb's returning here. But as I turn down the dry guitar, the reverb goes too. And the reason why I want that on a separate auxiliary, which is going to be so-called post fader, which means I can then add reverb to these signals as I choose. So I can add it to the octave down and not to the original. If I want, and also distort the channel a bit just there, you might have heard that. Bit of everything. So there you have it. Parallel effects. Why I use them, why I like them. I actually think it sounds great, actually. I just love the way everything has its own space. The downside is if it's all on a pedal board, you're going to need something like this to split the signal into the effects, and you're going to need something to join them all back together again. If I had a mix that only had one auxiliary, I could, where it says input, that's coming out of auxiliary 1 of this mixing desk. I could just stick my guitar into there, coming straight out of the looper, send it to all the effects, and then go out into whatever's going to mix them all together in the end as well. Perhaps some kind of mini mixer if I didn't want to have like a little mini desk on the board. Yeah, that's it. Enjoy.